Hello, my name is Ashley Diaz, and I'm here to present the paper that I wrote in Folklore. The topic of my paper is the role and portrayal of women within folklore as tricksters. First, I'm going to talk about what I wrote about in my paper, and then I want to talk about the response that I received from one of my friends after reading my paper. My friend is very familiar with different types of literature, and folklore in particular that we didn't discuss in our class. The thesis of my paper is that women in folklore maintain a precarious balance of vulnerability and evil. Female characters that display trickster characteristics are portrayed in folklore as either more masculine or with predominantly evil traits in conjunction with their ability to be clever and cunning. The traditional portrayal of a trickster is that of a man. Sometimes it can be thought of as a genderless character, but because of the characteristics of being manipulative, deceptive, and cunning, these characteristics are thought of to defy femininity and often are associated with men. The problem that we face is when a woman is portrayed as a trickster, she is usually defeminized or even sexualized to the point that promiscuity is associated with evil traits within a woman. The idea that I discussed in particular ended up with the conclusion that tricksters allow cultures to explore more deviant lifestyles than society accepts without the ramifications of performing the actual acts of deception. While male tricksters are often congratulated and rewarded for their masculine abilities of cunning, female tricksters are often vilified or defeminized for their conniving acts. This can be contributed to the patriarchal lens that dominates society's literature and dictates the expectations of women and what virtues are acceptable. The gender roles that are upheld in Western society stem from the interpretation of the Christian biblical text that we find. The first trickster for the female archetype could be considered to be Eve, as she used her feminine wiles to trick Adam into eating from the tree of knowledge. The female tricksters in folklore maintain a stigma of villainy or of being less feminine for their use of wit and deception. These characteristics aren't associated with women, therefore they are either more masculine or they must be evil. My friend would like to address that nearly all forms of literature, in order for a trickster to be female, she must either be defeminized or otherwise be demonized for her use of wit and cunning. My friend would like to make note that the fact that in Norse mythology, more so than many other cultures, women are considered to be of equal merit on the battlefield. This can be seen in a lot of depictions of Valkyries and shield maidens. This aids to the overall point because in both of these ideas, the female has been defeminized in a variety of ways. They have taken on very masculine personas in order to be considered equal. Also, my friend went into the mythology of Athena. Where he sees that Athena is masculinized, I would also like to point out that the result of Athena, the goddess of strategy and wisdom, brought the actual physical form of a woman to Roman and Greek soldiers of what a breastplate is. In honor of Athena being the goddess of strategy, they wore breastplates that were in the form of a physical woman. He would also go on to talk about how there is a character in a more modern text that is a very powerful sorcerer within a story. I believe it was a story about the immortal Nicholas Flamel series. The character Pernell Flamel is considered to be one of the most prolific sorcerers of the known timeline. Also discussed in my paper is the idea of gender speak. My friend's use of the word sorcerer in reference to the character that he wants us to see as a powerful woman and a powerful trickster within the story is defeminizing in and of itself. To use the word trickstar, as one of the experts that I quoted in my paper, the proper term to address this female sorcerer is a sorceress. The problem that I'm facing here with the words and the vernacular and the verbiage that everyone is using is there is a trickster, which is inherently male. There is a trickstar, which is female in characteristic. Or we have to say female trickster. I don't have to say male trickster. I can just say trickster and you think of a man. I have to say female trickster for you to think of a woman. And that means if we use the word trickstar and have this female connotation, whenever we use the word sorcerer, to have a gender identifier as female sorcerer, or how about just using the word sorceress? My friend agrees with the arguments that I've made in my paper, and my friend also agrees with a lot of feminist characteristics and feminist ideas that we have. But his choice of the word sorcerer just enforces the fact that we have to think about powerful figures as a man before we can think about them as a woman. Food for thought. Thank you for your time.